There are many proposed responses to homelessness, from criminalization to expanding mental health outreach. But perhaps the most effective and humane one is providing homes to people who are homeless. Hello, I have bangs now. Housing First is an evidence-based model or approach to homelessness that prioritizes providing permanent housing to people experiencing homelessness. Operationally, this often looks like financial rental assistance and a support system for the home finding process. This model was officially developed in the late 1980s based on the idea that people are better able to do things like get a job or attend to substance abuse issues if they are housed first. Housing First recognizes that all people need basic things like food and a place to live before being expected to handle other issues. That's a big difference between Housing First and other programs designed to assist people experiencing houselessness. Most mediations that provide shelter or housing first require graduation of a series of programs, or if it doesn't, it's often contingent on certain conditions like sobriety. It's hard to focus on things like staying sober or job hunting when you literally don't know where you're going to sleep tonight, or to get help for any behavioral problems when you're literally fighting for your safety every night. Housing First does not mandate any participation in services, either before obtaining housing or in order to retain housing. The Housing First model views housing as the foundation for life improvement and enables access to permanent housing. While a supportive service may still be offered, participation is not required. A big value of Housing First is self-determination, as in people should be in charge of their own lives and their own decisions. Plus, other supportive services have been found to be more effective when a person actively chooses to participate in them. On that topic, Housing First also doesn't mean just pushing people into shelters. As we've seen in LA with Project Roomkey and other programs, sheltering initiatives need to be more than, well, we offered them shelter and they refused, time to criminalize homelessness. There are many reasons why people may resist or refuse offered shelter. Shelters may have limits on how much you can bring. A lot have either a 1-bag or 2-bag rule. Many shelters don't allow pets. Shelters may separate family members from each other based on age, gender, or perceived gender. Distance and location can also be a factor. The shelter offered may require you to uproot yourself from your community, or it's far from your job or your family. Finally, there's often a lot of abuse that happens in the shelter system. Plus, like I said, Housing First prioritizes providing permanent housing. Housing First policy works. It works at keeping people from returning to the street. Just ask Finland, which is the only European country to adopt a national Housing First policy. And it's also the only country in Europe where homelessness has decreased in recent years. What may or may not surprise you is that the Housing First approach has also been found to be cost efficient. Unhoused people are more likely than the rest of the public to use emergency services like hospitals and, of course, emergency shelter. Not to mention that the costs of jails and prisons that often end up populated by people experiencing houselessness. Studies have shown that providing access to housing could cost from $23,000 to $31,000 less than other approaches. I do want to mention that Housing First does work best with a recovery system, a person or a team of people to help someone ease into their new situation. This can look like helping people learn or get support around getting food, cleaning their apartment, being in their community, managing their money, finding a job, and more. Above all, Housing First says that homelessness has only one solution: permanent, affordable housing for all. Housing is a human right. Check the description of this video for some organizations that you can donate to, mutual aid requests, and my sources. Thanks.